Hi, this is Dan Escalona, and this is my video editing statement for the second project in Journalism 215. That's Multimedia Reporting with Brian Johnson. So today I'm just going to tell you about some of the audio and photos I chose for the People, Places, and Things project. So I'll begin talking about some of the audio I chose. So one of the first audio clips I chose was a so-called Sounds of Nature type clip. And what I did is I went out to the South Quad here on campus and just took audio of mostly kind of the cicadas in the trees, some birds, some bugs chirping and birds chirping, stuff like that. And I thought I chose that because that kind of gives you a good taste of some of the sounds you'll hear on campus on like a late summer day in the afternoon, late afternoon specifically. So kind of that's why I chose that. And then I also chose I chose the sounds of civilization for that. I chose some of the sounds in the one of the dining halls here on campus, specifically the Eikenberry dining hall. And I did that because there's a lot of most of the sounds you could hear in the clip were a lot of kind of hustle and bustle of the students, some plates falling in the background, and kind of in general just a lot of noise in the background of people talking and picking up food and stuff like that. So I thought that was kind of also a good taste of just some sounds you'll hear in a busy place like the dining hall. And then the next audio clip I chose was the just an object that makes sound. And for this, it's not more so like an object; it's more of a entity, I guess. So I chose the marching Illini at a recent football game, and I think this is it's in a it's an iconic band. It's kind of a symbol of the university, and a lot of people associate it with the university, and especially at this time in the fall semester, that's one kind of sound that you'll generally hear everywhere, and it's something that students will run across a lot of times throughout their college career. So that's why I chose that. And the last one I chose is the audio for the portrait person I chose. So in that, the subject told me about his golf clubs actually, and kind of said why that object or thing, I guess, is important to him, and thought it was definitely an interesting clip. And it's just kind of it's pretty short, and it indicates kind of why that object is important to the subject, and that's why I thought it was interesting. So with that, I'm going to go on to the photos and talk about why I chose the photos I chose and what made them interesting to me. So I'm going to start with the interesting place. So I took a photo of outside Gregory Hall here on campus, and I like the photo a lot because it was shot at an interesting angle. It was at a low angle, like looking up at the building, and I also thought that there's very interesting lighting on the building since I shot that picture at around 4:45, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. There's definitely a lot of interesting shadows, and I thought the contrast of the shadows from the tree in front of the building and just the light from the sun, I thought that was really interesting, so that's why I chose that. It's both an interesting angle and an interesting light. And then next I'll talk about my portrait photo. And in this I took the portrait of the subject I chose in front of the alma mater statue. And I thought, that's an iconic place on campus. And I thought it would just be an interesting picture. And in general, I can't really explain really why I chose it, just thought the lighting was interesting, I guess, and it's just kind of an interesting picture in front of an interesting place on campus. And then with that, I will talk about the three objects I chose. So a photo of one object shot at three different angles. So for that, I chose the Diana statue, and that's behind the Illini Union. And I chose this because I thought the lighting. I shot it at different angles, each photo, and I made sure the lighting was different. So in one of them, the light was directly on the statue. In another photo, the sun was in front of it, so it kind of gave off a kind of a glare, and you could see the sun, but at the same time, the statue was mostly in shadow, and I thought that was interesting. So pretty much in general, I shot the statue using different light at 3 different angles. That's why I thought that was interesting. And then lastly, the last photo I chose was the photo of 2 people interacting. And I think that this is interesting because actually I found 2 people who actually had dogs, and they were just kind of, the dogs were interacting, and mostly then the people were also interacting because the dogs were. And I thought that was just kind of, it was different. I chose it was original. It's not, a photo that you'll see every day. I mean, you will, but it's not something that I think a lot of people would focus. And in general, it's kind of a cool landscape. It's right on the quad, and the lighting was interesting since I shot that around 6 o'clock, so that's why I chose that, interesting light, kind of an original moment between 2 people, and just the landscape I thought was pretty cool too. So yeah, that's why I chose the audio and photos I chose for this project, and I hope you enjoy. Thanks.